Hyphenated nouns. In English, it is possible to form an adjective combining two words which can be an adjective and a noun and an adjective, or a noun and an adverb, connecting the elements with a short line called hyphen. Since adjectives cannot be plural in English, the adjective plus noun combination we will practice here takes the noun in singular. For example, Ricky is 15 years old. Ricky is a 15-year-old boy. This house has 7 rooms. It's a 7-room house. He took a trip for 2 weeks. He took a 2-week trip. As you can see, every time we use hyphenated nouns, the noun is in singular form. Year for 15-year-old. Room, 7-room house. Week, 2-week trip. Okay, let's start practicing. First, listen. Was Marvin 14? No, he was a 15-year-old boy. Now listen and repeat. Was Marvin 14? No, he was a 15-year-old boy. Did he have a house with 5 rooms? No, he had a 7-room house. Did she work 4 days a week? No, she worked 5-day weeks. Did she find $5? No, she found a $10 bill. Did he work 6 hours a day? No, he worked 8-hour days. Did he take a trip for a week? No, he took a 3-week trip. Now teacher questions, student answers. Was Marvin 14? Did he have a house with 5 rooms? Did she work 4 days a week? Did she find $5? Did he work 6 hours a day? Did he take a trip for a week? Now students' questions, teacher answers. Ready? 3, 2, 1. No, he was a 15-year-old boy. No, he had a 7-room house. No, she worked 5-day weeks. No, she found a $10 bill. No, he worked 8-hour days. No, he took a 3-week trip. Now listen and repeat. How many stories does Mr. Tyler's house have? I think it's a 2-story house. How many pages does Mrs. Holmes' book have? I think it's a 100-page book. How many seats does Harry's plane have? I think it's a 4-seat plane. How many gallons of water does the Brooks pool have? I think it's a 5,000-gallon pool. How many volumes does Professor Penn's library have? I think it's a 2,000-volume library. How many pieces does Bobby's puzzle have? I think it's a 500-piece puzzle. How many yards does that football field have? I think it's a 100-yard football field. Now teacher questions, student answers. How many stories does Mr. Tyler's house have? How many pages does Mrs. Holmes' book have? How many seats does Harry's plane have? How many gallons of water does the Brooks pool have? How many volumes does Professor Penn's library have? How many pieces does Bobby's puzzle have? How many yards does that football field have? Now students' questions, teacher answers. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I think it's a 2-story house. I think it's a 100-page book. I think it's a 4-seat plane. I think it's a 5,000-gallon pool. I think it's a 2,000-volume library. I think it's a 500-piece puzzle. I think it's a 100-yard football field. Great job on the previous exercises. Now we're going to complete the following exercise. First, pause this video and grab a piece of paper and pen. Second, listen to the statements. And third, write a new statement so that the sentence uses a hyphenated noun. Are you ready? Let's get started. Listen to the example. Ricky is 15 years old. To change this to a hyphenated noun sentence, we would say, he's a 15-year-old boy. Now let's start practicing. Number 1. The house has 6 rooms. Number 2. I work 7 days a week. Number 3. Mary found $5. Number 4. Tim worked 6 hours today. Number 5. He took a trip for 2 weeks. Excellent work! You can find the answers to this exercise on page 11 of your textbook. This is the second exercise that you will find in the textbook. Thank you for learning English with Inglés Plus. Great job today, and please like this video and subscribe.